Indian Challenger Best Motorcycle Review. Indian's new Challenger is a smooth operator and its Power Plus motor is the star of the show. Indian's new Challenger is a smooth operator and its Power Plus motor is the star of the show. Packed with grunt, the big bagger is fast and refined with a dash of burbling American character and decadence. It's well equipped, supremely comfortable and enjoyable, but the controls aren't perfect and the screen can be troublesome. Built for big mile, feet-forward cruising, it's composed for a bike of its size and shines on long motorways, flowing corners and even in the tight stuff, but it can be unwieldy at walking pace. It's not cheap, compared to its European and Japanese competition, so only serious long-distance V-twin touring fans need apply. Ride quality and brakes. Flick the cruise control on, sit back and let the Challenger hoover up the miles. With its barber's chair riding position, day-long riding is an ache-free pleasure, although the bars could be placed closer to the rider for less arm stretch. There's always a feeling of immense bulk beneath you, especially at paddling speeds, but it quickly melts away and those kilograms are an advantage for a bagger on the move, of flattening every bump in its path and putting so much pressure down through the tires and corners. The grip it generates makes it feel almost uncrashable. You wouldn't expect it to handle for such a monster, but Indian have always excelled in building big bruisers that are accurate and light on their feet in corners. Cast aluminium chassis, upside-down forks, single Fox shock and the sticky Metzeller's Cruisetex, Indian says they're also superb in the wet, all work together in perfect harmony. Only the rear shock is adjustable, for preload, and ramping it up a couple of turns to suit the Californian canyons, the Challenger steers with precision and utter stability. Footboards grace tarmac if you're lazy with your riding position, but even then, ground clearance is surprisingly generous. Brembos that wouldn't look out of place on a superbike do a decent job of hauling up the Challenger, but lack the brutality you'd expect from monoblocks. On a bike this long, low and heavy, it's always the back brake that's the most effective though, and it's packed with squeeze. It does its job beautifully. Lean-sensitive traction control and ABS fitted to this top-spec model are never troubled during our 2-day ride, but it's nice knowing they're there. Switchgear is the Challenger's only real letdown, with just about every button, big and very small, out of finger reach, especially wearing thick gloves, unless you take your hands fully, or part way off the bars, and having the cruise control switch on the right bar is just plain daft. Keeping the electric screen in its low position for an uncluttered view of twisty roads, town riding and filtering is a must, but its top edge is always in your eye line and creates ear-bashing buffeting at speed. Fully raised, it's quieter, but not by much. Engine. Refined and perfectly fueled, Indian's new 1,769 cubic centimeters Power Plus motor is built to waft. In top gear it'll purr along at 70 miles per hour with the gentle tremor of its supersized, short-stroke pistons lolloping away beneath you at just 2,800 RPM. It might be born to cruise, and it has noticeably more instant grunt than Indian's air-cooled Thunderstroke engine machines, but drop it down out of its tall, overdrive 6th gear and it gets a serious shift on, not just for a 361 kilograms, dry, behemoth. It accelerates like a wild thing, especially in the sportiest of its 3 riding modes. Indian claimed 0 to 60 miles per hour in 3.9 seconds, 30 to 60 miles per hour in 2.2, and it'll hammer the standing quarter mile in just 12.2. Off the line they say it'll pull 5 bike lengths on the bike it has set squarely in its sights, Harley-Davidson's Road Glide. Top speed is restricted to an indicated 112 miles per hour. Reliability and build quality. It's too soon to say how robust the new Power Plus motor will prove to be, but if it's anything like the smaller liquid-cooled Scout or air-cooled Thunderstroke engine models, you shouldn't expect any problems. Owner reviews are generally glowing, but there are reports of the occasional flaky paint finish or rusty bolt here and there. Value versus rivals. In its various guises, the Challenger is in the ballpark of its bagger-styled competition, the 6-cylinder BMW K1600B, fully loaded Grand America and standard Honda Goldwing, but the Indian lacks certain equipment, like fully adjustable, and even electronic, suspension and a quickshifter/blipper. It isn't cheap by any stretch, but the new Challenger is Indian's smoothest, most accomplished big cruiser yet, so if you like the idea of the great American bagger and you've got deep enough pockets, you won't be disappointed. Equipment. Available in 3 versions, the base model comes with Indian's Ride Command infotainment system with a 7-inch color touchscreen, USB charger, 100-watt stereo, cruise control, keyless ignition, adjustable air vents and electric screen, and 68 liters of storage. The blacked out Dark Horse has cornering ABS and traction control, a SAT and ELI, tire pressure monitors, and the Limited comes with highway bars and more chrome than you squeeze an AutoSol tube at. From 2020, the Challenger navigation option supports Apple CarPlay, which unlocks a whole raft of features for iPhone users.